Alara's Quest, The Backwards Watch and the Whispering Woods. In a little village where time moved to its own slow tune and sounds of days long gone played like whispers on the wind, there lived a girl named Alara. With chestnut curls that jumped as she laughed, Alara was as bright as a button and as curious as a kitten. She was just 8 years old, living in a cozy cottage painted the color of sunshine, with windows that caught the light and made rainbows on the walls. But sometimes, Alara felt like a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. She often sat by her window, watching the children play, wishing she could feel as important as they seemed to be. It was as if a little cloud rained only on her, while everyone else lay in the sun. Alara's best friend Finn, with hair like moonlight and a laugh that felt like a cozy bed, would always be there, like a light in a storm. "Alara," he'd say, "you're not alone, not one bit. There are others who feel just like you, like they're not quite enough. But you know what? They're all stars, and so are you." "But I want to be more than just a star. I want to shine," Alara thought to herself, remembering another girl from the village who had once felt small but found her shine. It's possible. It must be. Alara longed to lead the parade on festival day, to wear a crown of flowers and spin in front of everyone. But the cloud that rained just on her made her feel like she was made of shadows, not sunshine. She'd watch from her window, her heart feeling like it was trapped in thorns. "I know there's a way to feel as bright as a new penny," she'd whisper to herself, looking at the things she was good at, like solving riddles very quickly or making up stories that made her parents' eyes sparkle with joy. "I just need to find the key to unlock it." One sunny afternoon, as Elara and Finn were playing hide-and-seek between the apple trees, laughter bouncing around like a ball, they found something curious. It was a pocket watch, its hands moving backwards, singing a song that seemed to come from a time long, long ago. "Why is it going the wrong way?" Finn smiled as Alara picked it up, feeling the cool metal in her hands. Then, like a secret being told, the watch shared a riddle with them. "To fix a broken timeline with bravery and clever ideas," it hummed, its voice like the rustling of old paper. "And to save the world from a day that never comes," added Finn, his eyes wide with amazement. Alara held the watch close, feeling a bit of hope light up inside her. This trip, this mission, maybe it's the key to helping me shine. So, with hearts as light as feathers, Alara and Finn set off on their mission. They danced down the stone streets, the watch ticking backwards in Alara's pocket, a rhythm that seemed to whisper, "You can, you can, you can." "Left foot, right foot, strong and sure," they sung, their words a song to their big walk, "to find the timeline that's pure as gold." As they went on, the world around them seemed to bloom with new colors, and their friendship grew stronger with every step. "We're in this together," Finn reminded her, his hand squeezing hers. The Whispering Woods. Elara felt her heart dance like a little bird learning to fly. Can I really do this? Can I be as brave as the heroes in the stories? I'm a bit scared that my cloud will come too, but I have to try. After a walk filled with laughter and songs, they arrived at a place where the paths met, the village now just a soft memory behind them. The pocket watch suddenly opened up, its hands spinning faster and faster until a soft, glowing path appeared, pointing them toward a forest where the trees shared secrets and the leaves clapped their hands in joy. Alara's eyes gleamed with excitement, and she felt the cloud above her start to go away. "This way," she said, her voice firm like drum music. "Our big walk's just starting." And with that, Alara and Finn stepped onto the path, the watch still humming its magical song, leading them towards the middle of the Whispering Woods, and the first part of their big walk to fix a broken timeline and find the shine that Alara knew was there, just waiting for her to claim it. the carousel and the bridge of bravery. As Alara and Finn stepped onto the glowing path, the whispering woods welcomed them with a rustle of leaves, like a quiet crowd waiting for a show to start. The trees stood tall and wise, their branches moving softly as if to say, "You're on the right track, keep going, keep going." The first meeting was waiting for them in a clearing, where the grass seemed to sparkle with morning dew, even under the moon's silvery light. In the middle, a carousel spun, its horses painted in colors of the rainbow, but it was silent, still, as if frozen in time. "Why isn't it spinning?" Alara wondered out loud, her voice a soft sound in the quiet night. A figure showed up, as if made of the night itself, with eyes that glowed like stars. "To make the carousel spin, you must find the secret tune," the figure said, its voice echoing like a long-ago memory. Alara's heart beat fast, her mind full of worry. "Can I really find a tune that's hidden?" she thought, her chest tight with fear. But Finn was there, his smile alight in the dark. "Remember, Alara, you have a talent for riddles, and music is just another puzzle to work out." So they listened, really listened to the whispers of the wind, the movement of the leaves, and the faraway hoot of an owl. And there, floating on the breeze, was a melody, soft and sweet. Alara hummed along, and the carousel started moving, the horses starting to dance once again. "You did it, Alara!" Finn shouted, his eyes glowing with pride. The pocket watch in Alara's pocket began to sing, its tune adding to the carousel's new song. It was as if it had taken in the melody, getting warmer on her skin. Feeling braver, Alara smiled, the cloud above her getting a bit smaller. "Forward to the next big walk," she said, her voice now a confident whisper. A path with lanterns, shining like bugs that light up, led them forward, showing them to their next test. The second meeting was a bridge, stretching over a river that reflected the starry sky. But the bridge was missing parts, leaving big gaps like missing pieces in a story. "To go across, you must put down parts of bravery," a voice called out from the sparkling water below. Alara's hands shook. "What if I fall? What if I'm not brave enough?" Her thoughts were a mess of fear. Finn squeezed her hand. "You've already begun putting down parts just by being here. Each step is a part, and you're full of courage, even if you sometimes can't see it." With each step, Alara said the words that felt like magic. "I am brave. I am strong." And with each part put down, her belief grew until they reached the other side, their way lit by the shine of doing something big. The watch now felt like a heartbeat, its rhythm saying, "You can, you can." The garden maze and the starry challenge. Their big walk carried on, leading them to a garden where flowers whispered riddles and the trees told old stories. The third meeting was a puzzle, a maze of bushes that seemed to go on forever. To find your way, you must trust that you have the solutions inside, the garden itself seemed to say. Alara shut her eyes, taking a big breath. "I've found songs and crossed rivers. I can work this out too," she told herself. As they found their way through the twists and turns, Alara's doubts disappeared with each right turn. "You're great, Alara," Finn cheered, his voice taking her forward. The pocket watch twinkled, its light showing the way through the final bit until they came out the other side, the maze behind them proof of their growing bravery. With a new feeling of lightness, they followed a line of petals to the edge of the garden where a big, kind tree bent down, showing them a way to the sky. The fourth meeting was in the stars, among pictures in the sky that told tales of heroes of long ago. Here, in the quiet of space, they met Kronos, the person from the riddles, his look as cold as forever. To fix the broken timeline, you must trust in your own value, Kronos said, his voice a cold wind. Alara looked at the stars, then at Finn, and finally inside herself. I have come so far, faced songs, bridges and mazes. I am worthy, and my time is now, she said strongly to herself, her voice clear and steady. With each word she believed in, the stars sparkled brighter, and the timeline stitched itself together, the past and future coming together in harmony. Kronos' cold look turned into a smile, and the pocket watch went back to normal, its hands pointing the right way. You have found your shine, Alara, and the timeline is all better, he declared. Alara's heart flew high, the cloud above her gone completely, leaving her covered in starlight. I am worthy of happiness. I make others happy. I am one of a kind and special, she said, the words now part of her. With the timeline fixed, a comet moved fast across the sky, making a door back to their world. Elara and Finn went through it, their hearts full of their big walk, and skies full of stars, ready for whatever came next, knowing they could do it together. Homecoming and the festival day. As Elara and Finn walked through the comet's door, they found themselves back in the small village where their big walk started. The village, with its stone lanes and cozy cottages, welcomed them like a warm, familiar blanket. Look, Finn, Alara said, her voice filled with a new happiness. We're home and everything's as we left it. The streets were quiet, the moon making a soft light on the rooftops. Alara's cozy cottage, the color of sunshine, seemed to smile at her. As they walked, the pocket watch in Alara's hand ticked the right way now, matching their steps. Home feels different, lighter, Alara thought, her heart jumping with happiness. Finn grinned at her, his silver hair shining in the moonlight. You did it, Alara. You found your shine, he said, his eyes sparkling like the stars they had danced with. Alara felt her chest grow with pride. I am worthy of happiness. I make others happy. I am one of a kind and special, she thought to herself, her inner voice strong and sure. The cloud that once only rained on her had gone, leaving behind a clear, starry sky in her heart. As they got closer to her cottage, a soft moving sound caught their ears. From the shadows, a person showed up, the known guide who had given them help on their big walk. Well done, Alara and Finn, the guide said, their voice a soft wind. You found what was missing and brought back the light of the stars. The next day, Alara woke with the sun's warm light on her face. She reached her arms wide, feeling a sense of purpose she'd never known before. Gone were the feelings of being small and not worthy. Now she saw herself as a brave explorer, a solver of riddles, a fixer of broken timelines. Sometimes, a tiny hint of worry would try to sneak back into her thoughts, but Alara knew just what to do. She'd shut her eyes and tell herself, I have so much to share. I am important to the people around me. I help the world, and just like that, the worry would go away like leaves in the wind. One sunny afternoon, Alara led the parade on festival day. She wore a crown of flowers and spun in front of everyone, her chestnut curls catching the light. For a moment, nervousness flickered in her, but she remembered her big walk, her calming words, and she danced freely, her laughter joining the music that filled the air. Life in the village was happier now. Alara and Finn spent their days exploring, laughing, and sharing their brightness with everyone. They painted big pictures, planted gardens, and told tales of their big walk, leading others to find their own shine. Years went by, and Alara grew into a young woman known for her kindness and courage. She would often help others who felt like she once did, sharing the words that had helped her. You are loved for who you are, she'd tell them. You are a valuable person. You should get love and kindness. Alara became a storyteller, making up tales of time and bravery, of shadows and light. She would sometimes think of her guide watching over her, their whispers a comforting sound in her heart. One day, she met a child who felt like she once had, small and not seen. Alara knelt beside them, her eyes warm. I know it's tough to see right now, but you have a bright light within you, she said, sharing her calming words and the lessons from her big walk. As Alara grew older, she lived out her dreams. She wrote books that went around the world, and she became a light of hope. Her stories a reminder that everyone has value and a special shine to share. Her heart, once heavy with doubts, now soared with the knowledge that she had beaten the shadows, allowing her to live a life full of purpose and joy.